And welcome to another episode of What's Your Grails. I'm your host, Tony Sanders, and tonight I got a lot of special guests. One you already know, he's always with me, my little road dog, my buddy, Jeffrey, but some two others that we're going to talk about, and that's the ComicHaulics and Wayne and Jess.
What's going on, everybody?
It's
We're
good.
very excited to be on. Very excited.
Good to see y'all here. And man, I've when I first started like the YouTube thing, like watching videos, I watched y'all too, and I was like, oh, that's cool. They're a couple, and they collect. And shout out to Mr. Gretzky, and I'm like, I've never experienced that because like any relationship I've been in, it's just been me. so
I got lucky.
So how did like that all come about? Like, did y'all just
when one of the first times you ever came over. Now this is ballsy for a guy too. Like
well,
I knew.
Wait, you gotta start before that.
What?
It's how you met me. Was my photo.
Oh yeah.
My photo was me cosplaying as Gwen Stacy.
And I was like, damn, I'm Peter Parker. That's my girl. And so anyway, but one of the first times she came over, it was pretty ballsy. I knew she's kind of into comics. I was like, want to see my comic collection?
You want to see my comics?
She's like, it's so big. And I was like, thank you. But no, that's kind of how it went, though. I mean, right? I showed you some comics, and you were into it.
Because I remember the first he showed me his graded comics, and the first one you showed me was the first appearance of Amadeus Cho.
Oh yeah.
And it was love at first comic.
Yep.
Check him out. Yes. See, you can use comics to get game. Props, man. Props. I give you props.
Hey, you want to see my comic collection? Works every once in a while.
Yeah, for me, they usually take off running right about then, So.
Hey, actually, you know what? I gotta go. I gotta go.
Oh, that's how it works.
Yeah. She could have been like, "Yeah, this is fucking over."
Yeah.
Right, I'm head out.
See, because I was telling them like I'm married, but like my wife, she's like, I have a allowance to do stuff like this, but it's like she's not into books. She's not into comic books. She's not into like the movies or anything, and it's like me and my sons are alone. It's like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
But
I wasn't expecting. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, but I mean, even if people aren't, the fact that she respects that.
Yeah, no, that's totally.
That's really good thing.
You're in.
Yeah, so
it's
like
when they get strict. Like I hear horror stories with like, oh, I can't buy this. My wife said no. It's like, come on.
Let me spend that money.
Yeah.
Spend the money.
You don't need to pay bills.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. Don't ever listen to that advice.
I always tell her, I'm like, I always like to tell her, I'm like, oh, it's a future investment. She's like, well, I'd like to see that future right now, and I'm like,
good for her. Good for her.
Yes.
Good for her.
No, it really is an investment.
Yeah.
You know somebody who paid for his wedding from comics.
Yeah, his entire wedding just paid for it with comics.
Wow, that is cool, man. Awesome.
They're good for him.
So I usually ask my guests, I don't mean to interrupt, but I usually ask my guests, like, what is their holy grail? And since there's two of you, do y'all have a separate holy grail or do y'all have a conjoined one?
Yeah. No, they're definitely separate.
Yeah.
So, I don't want to be cliche or anything, but it's like, oh, AF-15. That's always, Spider-Man's my favorite character, and, but that's not my holy grail. I want something a little bit attainable, or at least kind of attainable. For me, it would be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1, first print.
Oh, yeah, and speaking of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you need to be talking to my boy Who Dat T in the chat.
So speaking of the chat, we got some cool people out there. We got our boy Mr. Gretzky. What's up, Mr. Gretzky? Ben Compton. What's up, Ben? Always good to see you. Comic Geek McD. Good to see you back around, buddy. Joe 47771 says, "Yo peeps, what's up, Joe?" Who Dat? Our brother. Who Dat? What's up, boy? Mr. Gretzky, stay puff, and my buddy Comic Books NYC, man, looking forward to coming up to that Komikhan. Randy, what's up, Randy? Good to see you.
Yeah, no, seriously though, I don't know if he still has them, but he had like a bunch of them. So I don't know. Talk to Who Dat. So
I feel like he had like 4 of them.
Who Dat? Do you have any more? Like, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, Who Dat, but I remember you saying you had something like that. Like, we'll see it. We'll see. I don't know. He might answer.
So, of course, AF-15, but I think, I don't see that happening. But TMNT one maybe.
Oh,
But
yeah.
hers goes for it. Hers is different. I don't.
Mine is not in my wheelhouse. It is.
It is in your wheelhouse though.
Well, okay. So my wheelhouse is weird. Like I call it the wheelhouse of weird.
Mm.
Mine is Flash 36.
I don't even know the number to be honest.
First appearance of Ragdoll.
Yeah, I never heard of that. Holy Grail.
Let me just give you a quick synopsis of why. This comic haunts my dreams. It does not go away.
It's a really cool cover.
It's the creepiest, awesome cover I've ever seen in my life. And I remember I saw the cover on something, and I went, Jesus Christmas, that is a terrifying character.
Especially drawn old like that.
So I looked for so long to find online. It was like an
It's
Easter
like a ghost.
It
Really?
literally was like a ghost
Yeah,
comic.
for the first time ever, we checked. We were having breakfast like 2 weeks ago, and we checked like eBay sold, and I think it was on there, but it was like restored and everything. But that was like the first time I ever saw it.
But this has been like months and months in the making, and I remember when they announced the Ragdoll character in the Flash TV show.
Notice. Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, that's the character. So I was like, oh, maybe the book will actually start being listed.
No.
Nope.
Really?
Nowhere.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's really weird.
And
I did not.
And I remember him
like-
on the Flash show. He was creepy too on the Flash show, like the way he would just like contort and stuff. Oh, like, oh, I'm good.
But that's the thing is, I watched like half of the first season. I don't watch that show. At this point, it's like a personal vendetta against this
She just
book.
wants it's the
I
hunt.
need it. It's the hunt.
There
It's
you
like
go. Tony saying the hunt.
it's
Yes.
haunting me.
There you go.
It is. It is haunting me. And everywhere we go, I was like, can I figure out Ragdoll? He's like, no.
We'll go to
just
flea markets and
not
whatnot. She's like, I think they got
I think they
Ragdoll.
got Ragdoll here.
Yeah, I think they got Action 1 too.
Nowhere. But it's that type of book where I'm like, I don't even want you, but I need you just to say I got you. Like, that's the type of book this.
Wow, that is good. Like, India on the hunt is crazy because, like, when you're looking for something, it's like you just keep looking, you keep refreshing, you keep looking, you keep digging, and it's like, yeah. And shouts out to TiVo. What is up? TiVo's in the chat, and
What up?
and who that says he has his girl the first print. He has two third prints of TMT1. Like, what?
Whoa.
Bam.
Oh my.
And he'll probably sell them.
I don't know what Flash. I think is it 36. I honestly don't even know.
Yeah, it's 30. It's like the old
Golden Age.
Yeah, it's got
Golden
like
Age.
he's like jumping into a treasure chest or something, and it's got a
Yeah,
ragdoll
yeah,
down.
Yeah, and he's gonna be sitting there all
But it's the Golden Age Flash.
raggedy.
Yeah,
raggedy
10 cent
Yeah.
Flash comics. Just
I'm gonna see. Look, y'all gonna have me looking for it too. It might show up on the hunt. It might show up on the hunt one day, and I have to send it to Jess.
There it
If
is.
you can find that, I will pay you for it because the one time I ever saw it pop up, it was we were sitting at breakfast and I
Yeah, I
kept
just said that.
talking.
It
I
was
don't stop
restored.
talking about it, and it popped up. Somebody bought it, and I
So-
was like, "You want
Yeah.
Community, we need to find this book.
to find this book?"
We need to find this book.
Yes, hashtag
Find Ragdoll.
Ragdollgate.
It's lit. It really is though. It's
2019.
like a ghost book.
Yes, I'm interested in this book now. This is like now, like for real. I'm seriously interested in this book.
Yeah.
We've had good luck though at this flea market we go to. We found the first Komikhan there for $1. That was pretty good.
Hey,
Yeah,
nice.
Heck yeah.
But they got a lot of good stuff there.
They do. I feel like recently they've been bringing in newer books.
Yeah, a lot of
And
modern.
they've been making a few comments, and I've noticed that we haven't been finding a lot of stuff lately. And it'll be like a run of something, and then the one key book is missing. I'm like,
Yeah.
I think they know now.
They probably caught on.
Yeah, some people do that. And it's like I always talk about the like the people that are like us that have the knowledge and like they work in the places, and I'm like, oh, the vulture, and they're like, what's that? And I'm like, the people like us that know, but they use it for their benefit. Like when I still talk about it. I had a dude do it to me, and it was like a guy had brought in a collection, and me and him were talking in the back, and he said, oh, I got the first appearance of Tarantula, and I was like, oh, sweet, I'll go up there and get it, and and he was like, yeah, tell the dude you want it, and so I go up there and I'm like, yeah, let me get that. I had like some books, and I was like, let me get that first Tarantula too. And old boy said I could get it, and he was like, oh, that's mine. I'm like, but he said I could. He's like,
Whoop.
yeah. He was just like, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, hold up, man. So he ended up getting it, and I was like, man, I felt like, and the dude had told me I could have it, and I was like, that's kind of jacked, but
That's cold. He did you dirty.
Yeah. So that was like one of the times I was just like, okay.
It's like, all right, let's see us.
But I'm gonna show this since you're I'm a Black Suit Spider-Man fan, and I love to show this book off. It's
you beat us. You beat us. We got one. It's a 9-0.
Show it. Let's see. Come on. We're Grail Bros.
I have it right here.
Let's see.
Amazing Asian? How are you doing tonight? Mr. Garrow, good to see you, buddy. We got 90 Mother Effing Comics in the house. What is up, Chad? Good to see
actually, you beat me. You have a newsstand.
All right, fair enough.
Yes, you beat me. You have a newsstand. I'd rather have that 9-0 newsstand than this.
That's like my OCD. Seriously, now that I start looking at it and get it graded and everything, I'm like, I need that newsstand just for that little extra. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm like, and I blame Steve Woodard too because he's always like newsstand. And I'm like,
another big wrestling fan.
Wrestlers. Yep. Oh my God! I didn't tell you. I went on a staff retreat today, and we did an escape room type thing. And one of them was you had to guess like, it was almost like those bar things that you find, like the little coasters where it's like, it'll be images, but it's supposed to spell something out. And one of them was a diamond ring, like something on the ocean, and then the rock.
The tone.
And I looked at them. I looked at my team, and I went, "Do you guys smell what the rock is cooking?" They looked at me. They went, "What?" They
went, "Go fuck yourself."
No, they literally looked at me and went, and I was like,
"Oh,
you guys."
The tone. Not to make you jealous, but I did star in a movie with the Rock.
Oh.
I was background, but still, I'm on the IMDb with the Rock.
Hey, that is awesome. Like that's like I'm always mad because that is like I used to go like the WWE shows, and like that is the only wrestler I have never seen live. I've seen Stone Cold, I've seen JR, I've seen Ric Flair win the Intercontinental title, I've seen stuff like that, and it was like the whole time I was like, "Where's the Rock? I just want to see the Rock," and it never happened, man. And I was like always mad about that. But
I forgot what year it was, but it was when he came back to host WrestleMania. I saw one of his returns. I think it was in Boston, but he was awesome. But then I got to do that movie, which was cool. But yeah,
too busy being too fast and too furious.
JB, what's up, JB?
Don't even get me started.
Hey, shout out to Capital JB Comics, and I'm gonna show you this book because like I was a Spider-Man and Amazing Friends fan, and I showed. This is a book that I got just because of the cover. Got Gwen Stacy. Man, this is just like cool.
Thank you.
It's just a cool Spider-Man versus Iceman.
Iceman, yeah.
I
loved that show. When I grew up, my brothers, I was a little younger than them, but they had watched the show. But we had a VHS. It was the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends and the X-Men crossover.
I just watched that new Spider-Man movie like the night before last. Far From Home.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. I was not expecting it to be that good. It was really good, I thought.
Yeah, it was good. I did like it. Yeah. And it was like one of the ones my kids ducked out on. They were like, "Nah," since like after after Endgame, they were like, "There's no need. There's no need." and then shouts out to my boy TiVo and Lords of the Long Box, and then all the stuff with the Marvel Sony thing that happened and stuff. And then like I was just like, my son was like, see what I said? And I was just like, but who knows, is this just one of those things, man? I know. But like, but see, this is like, I had to get this one to go with it. And I never knew this was Art Adams until like I really looked at it one day and I was like, oh yeah, that's Art Adams. I was like, but I love Art Adams, and it's like you had to have that one, and then I got the
we are missing that one.
Yeah.
We got Secret Wars 8. I forgot that's a 9-2 over there.
And that's like
we're missing a lot.
Yeah, we're missing a lot, but
missing a lot.
Hey, but hey, y'all are like collecting together though. And it's like
that's it.
Yeah, and it's like you gotta make compromises. It's like, all right, we're gonna get this book, or are we gonna get this book? See, me is
actually just while I have it here. This was probably one of the biggest compromises. So
let's
if I can.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So this was one of the grails that I've always wanted, and then of course the whole movie stuff happens and the Fantastic Four, and I'm like, oh fuck, this is just gonna be out of our price range. But the last con we went to, we just saw it sitting there, and I we looked at it. It was a decent price, and I was like, she's probably gonna be like, it's too expensive. Don't even bother. But she's the one. I didn't even say anything. She was like, just do it. And I was like, oh, I got like a little bit of blood flow going, but it was awesome. But we finally got it. It was awesome. I prefer this cover.
See, I don't have that. Like, I have not at all. I don't have it.
I've always preferred this over 48. I don't care if 48's the money book. This is my 49 all day.
Well,
you like 48 better.
Yeah, that would have been my preferred one. But
I've always been a 49 guy.
We didn't buy anything that day. We held back on a few good books. We saw that book in at a lot of different booths, and we were like, oh, maybe whatever. There was somebody who had it.
I think it was two. I don't even remember.
Crazy amounts of money, and I was like, "Good for you! Like that's great. Congratulations! Don't sell them."
I think it was like 200, and I was just being an asshole salesman that I am, and I was like, "Could you do any better? Just trying to get the best price." He's like, "I could do 175, something like that." He took like $25 off. I was like, "All right, that's good." It was like it's complete. So
yeah, that's my whole thing. Like me, it doesn't like. I always tell people I don't care about the grade as long as I have the book and it's intact and I can read it and stuff. Like, hey, I'm glad to have it, And it's like, and if I can get it in a high grade, cool. If I can get it in a mid grade, I'll take it. Low grade, I'll roll with it.
That's like,
I was so hyped.
Same thing happened with Avengers 8, First Krang.
Oh yeah, see, I don't have that either.
But it's a 3. I mean, I don't care. I just want it.
Still got it though. Like. You're ahead of the game on me.
Well, we were like that with, was it Giant Man?
We did get a first Giant Man for like $30.
But it was like
toilet paper.
Used toilet paper. Like that's the condition. Being able to like crack it open, like looking at it.
Yes.
And it was it was like at the peak too when it was so hot, and the guy had it for like $30. You're like, why not? That's not a bad deal.
He was like, I was about to use that in the back.
Yeah.
Like, all right, you can take it.
Yeah. I'll just use my shirt. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. So this book was one that I got it was like my deal with my wife is like if it's under $300, I don't even have to talk to her. I don't have to say anything to her.
Good for her.
It's a purchase deal, but she has to say it works both ways because like she has the same deal with me. So it's like so if she's doing something and it's like under $300, I can't say anything.
That's really a great. That's a great.
I like that.
And so I ended up I was like I'm always on eBay and like I'm always like and I got a cool honey hole that I go to. My buddy's always got cool deals there, but like I'm always on eBay and I'm like just like a fanatic on eBay, I guess. I don't know.
You mean addict.
Yeah,
addict on eBay.
Like, I unlock my phone and immediately hit the eBay app and just start scrolling, and I'm like, I have a fucking problem.
It's the hardest thing not to get on there. I've like stopped so I can save my money for New York Komikhan. It's like the hardest thing because usually I'll be on there all day just looking at like comic books. I'm just like,
and then I add it to my watch list, and I'm like, no, I can't buy it though.
Yeah. And it's like I'll bid on stuff, and I'll be like, "No, somebody outbid me. It's okay. Somebody outbid me.
Please, somebody outbid me. I changed my mind."
So I ended up getting this, and it was like, man, I still like I haven't got the first appearance, and like I told my wife today, I was like, man, I want X-Men 1, and she was like, and she's like, how much is that? And I'm like, I think like a 1.5 is like, $3-4 grand. And she just like looking at me and I'm like, it's
gonna
doable.
Be sleeping on the couch.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm trying to negotiate like it's doable. And she's like, but I do like, and then Magneto's like my big, anti-hero villain or whatever you want to call him. But like, so I don't have the first appearance, but I do have the second appearance. And also the first appearance of his so-called kids. So this is
that's on my list too, for sure.
X-Men 4, I got it in a 1.5, but like, dude, I was amazed to get like all of it. I was just like, yo, it's all there, so that's all that matters to me.
A big X-Men fan ourselves. Shout out to Alec, White Whale Comics. He helped us out with this book.
Great person, by the way.
Yeah.
And
we've had so much Mexican food with him.
Great Mexican food on the floor. Like,
I always write the price that I paid on the back For whatever reason, I didn't the past two, but I think this was like 150. He knew that we were looking for it, and he went to a shop, and he's like, "They got it for like 150 if you want it," and we bought it. It's in great shape.
Oh yeah.
But Juggernaut's always been one of my favorite villains of all time, and really, really happy to have this one. This was one of my grails.
That's on my list. That is on my list too.
It's complete. It truly is. It's in good shape. I'd say that might be a 4 or 5. Like that. It just. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we really crushed it getting that book.
You guys don't have to laugh. No,
no. That's.
I'm out.
Alright, I'm head out.
Jeffrey even laughed in the chat. So.
Yeah.
Really? Somebody laughed in the chat.
All right.
You know what's funny? Today during my retreat, I had my team name themselves the Avengers. Nobody knew what the Avengers was.
You should quit your job.
What?
I was like, I'm gonna head out.
They gotta at least know what it is.
The move. They're faking it. They gotta be faking it.
The one thing they said, "Is that good?" And I was like, "Bitch."
Yeah.
Google.com.
So I'm gonna show this book, and this is another X-Men book. I got this it was an auction, and like I said, I'm always on auctions, and I bid on it, and I thought I was gonna somebody's gonna outbid me or the price was gonna go up, but $35 shipped, and it was it's a 3.0, but it's the first appearance of the White Queen, Kitty Pryde.
Ooh, okay.
And Sebastian Shaw. Newsstand though. That's why I was like, I bought it. I was like, newsstand, cool.
You love that newsstand.
But
it's definitely one that's on our list. We do not have at all.
No.
That's a good one.
I was like $35. I was like, dude. I was like, I can't beat that. So I was like, cool.
No, that's
yeah. I agree. I was kind of jealous when you pulled that out and said you only paid $35 for it.
For real.
I think you used that on the hunt, right?
Did I use it? No. I pulled it out on Grails because I was with Tebow.
Okay, well,
because I said I would have used it on the hunt, but I was like, I'm gonna pull it out on Grails though.
I was probably just watching it then. I remember.
I saw Bake the Snake said, "What, do they not watch TV?"
Yeah.
They're too busy watching their own buttholes.
They must, right?
Before Mike mentioned Mortal Kombat, we're huge Mortal Kombat fans. This was also a grail.
Let's see.
Mortal Kombat.
I wake up to this every morning.
Yeah. Yeah. That's my alarm. Is Mortal Kombat. Dude, what better way to wake up? It gets me going.
I got that theme music ever since everybody started talking about it in the chat. It's going in my head right now.
Yeah. So we got this for $28.50. For those that don't know, this is a very rare giveaway. It actually played on the attract mode of the arcade. It says send in $3. It gives the address and it says we'll mail you a comic, and they did. And this is what it is.
Yeah. Best way to get amped for the day. More like best way to start your day off with an anxiety attack.
She shits the bed. I'm like amped.
He's like, "What's the wetness?"
They're like, "Oh, Jess, you shit again." But this is our second copy. We have 2 of these, and this is just a grail that I want to get signed. We have whatever. I'm not going to get into that.
He's so right. Either that or X-Men or Rocky. That's my new ringtone. Mine's just Game of Thrones right now. It's gonna be my new
this one. It's such a different book because it's a mail away giveaway, and it's quite rare. $28.50 for this is pretty good price. If you check eBay, like sold, they can go up to like 100, if not more. And it's in pretty good shape. And especially because the whole movie stuff going on right now, this is just.
Yeah, everybody remembers. I remember going to the theater to watch the first movie, and I was just like, and I
love the first movie.
Like, who's your favorite character? Because Johnny Cage has always been my favorite character.
All right, I have to get it then. I have to get it.
Did you just say
Johnny Cage? I have to. Hold on.
By the way, I always like Luke Kang.
You keep saying first movie. There was a second. We don't talk about it.
Yeah, we don't talk about that one, but like the first one was like the dopest one, and like so the second one we don't.
You guys basically said Beetlejuice 3 times.
All right, so Johnny Cage is one of my favorite characters, and I love Daniel Pacina, the guy that plays him.
Yeah.
I got from MK2. Look at that. To my best fan.
That is awesome. It's like Johnny Cage like wrote it to you. Like, here's my Hollywood stuff. Man, that's awesome.
Oh my God, I love him. He's so funny. We watched it. If you don't follow Daniel Pesina on Instagram, go do it. He is so
if you don't
goddamn
follow
funny.
him, you're okay.
No, you love it too. He is awesome, but
yeah, he's alright.
Man.
He's funny shit. My favorite though is Reptile.
Alright.
Sorry. I get into it.
Yeah, I know you do.
You're good though.
I'm great. I'm 10 times better than you.
No, fuck you. No,
every...
no. This is a children's show. Yeah, sorry. No. She's way better than me at Street Fighter. I'll admit that.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'll admit that.
I will cammy your ass so far away.
Oh, man. So on Mortal Kombat...
That Ninja Turtles game.
Stop.
Oh, which one? Through Time? Is it the one Through Time?
Oh, yeah, I got that for the Super Nintendo.
That's
yeah.
The regular
Turtles in Time. I got the first 3 on regular Nintendo too. Those like, oh yeah.
Yes. Yep. There's a new fan-made game. Well, it's not even new. It's called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Rescue Palooza.
I think I've seen that one.
Oh, dude, it's like all the games like in one. It is so goddamn good, and you get to play as every character. There's like 50+ characters. It's so good.
Who's my character? Toka.
Yeah, you like Toka. I like Usagi Yojimbo. He's my favorite.
No.
Hey, I like him too. I got his little action figure.
Man.
Stupid rabbit. Oh, I hate his face.
Really?
Yeah, he's the
outside of like Leonardo, he's probably my favorite.
I'd square up with that rabbity ass little.
Yeah, you get your rabbit stick, and then I have to try to defend you. I'd get my ass kicked by a rabbit. I'm like,
a rabbit.
Dude, this sucks. What a day.
See, what I used to think was like, I would watch the show, and what I used to think was funny was like the voice of Shredder was Uncle Phil from Prince.
Right.
And I was like,
R.I.P. Yep.
Oh no.
Oh look! Oh, shouts out to Alex the Comic Hoarder. He's in the chat.
Oh, hey.
Alex.
Yeah. I love Alex.
Speaking of
love Alex.
Mikey is as far as turtles go themselves, Mikey's my favorite, followed very closely by Donnie. I'm a big Donnie.
Oh, I'm a Donatello fan too. Like that's like my number one. He's my number one.
He's
then I'd say
funny, like, but he doesn't mean to be funny, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, and it's like and plus he builds all the cool stuff. You know, he's like their poor Batman.
Yeah. So like Michelangelo to me is the obvious funny guy, but it's like Donatello's actually hilarious.
Yeah.
Killer Instinct was a game changer.
Yes, Killer Instinct.
Orchid.
Baraka and Katana. I am so good as Baraka.
Yeah, it's actually pretty nasty.
I'm disgustingly great at Baraka.
So this book right here I bought from Alex, and I took it to Chicago, got it signed by Chris Claremont, and it's the Bueller book.
What's up, Alex?
The Bueller book. It's the sketch variant of 94, and it's a 3.0 signed by Chris Claremont. And
wow, shit.
What's funny is like Bueller DM'd me like a couple days ago, and he was standing by two. He had a raw copy of this, and he had a 3.0, and I was like, cool, Bueller. I was like, good, Bueller. He calls me the 94 sniper. Because
nice book,
yeah. And thanks, Alex, for selling me that book. I hit that dude up as soon as I seen it. I was like, what's like it? The instant message was, "What's your PayPal?" I didn't say anything to him, but what's your PayPal?
That's kind of bad. What else?
I don't have PayPal. I use Venmo.
Yeah. What up, David SNMC? How are you doing today? Fuchsia, what's up, Fuchsia?
Seeking near mid.
Seeking near mid.
Poor Mike. Poor Mike.
You show this one next.
Yeah. A poor man's comic.
Of course. The other one I didn't write the price on.
Does anybody else want to show theirs first?
Oh, sorry.
Comic Man Andy. Thank you for joining us, guys.
ComicHaulics.
Let's see. What do y'all got? What y'all got to show?
All right. So we bought this raw, and when we first showed it, we were like, all right, we know we didn't get a good deal, but we paid what I think still under value. So in my head, we had a win. Not everybody thought so, but now it definitely is.
I thought we had a great deal.
I'm pretty sure we bought it raw for like it was like $70. Then we got it pressed and graded. So all right, so I don't remember the final price, but it was like 200 or so. But it's yeah, but this was quite a long time ago, before the movie and everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
but still though.
Yeah.
Man, that's one of the ones that's like if you, like I got FOMO because I don't got that one.
I still want the variant though, really bad.
The Greg Land one or whatever.
Yeah. But I like this cover. To me, it's already becoming iconic, especially for a modern book. I don't know. It's becoming such a recognizable cover. It's been swiped a couple times now.
Yeah. If I feel like if we didn't own this right now, this would be my grail to get, hands down.
Mm-hmm.
We've wanted this for a while.
Like
we finally saw it on the wall, and we had to get it.
Yeah.
Yep. Seeking Near Mint said that's a $400 book. Yep.
I know, and I keep telling them just fucking throw it on eBay.
I can't remember. No, if we had checked our comments when we first did that video, people were like, "Yeah, not a great deal, but also not that bad." I'm like,
not great.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck. I thought it was alright. Well, now it looks good. But.
So I'll show you this book I bought raw, and I won my first hunt with this. I won the first hunt with this, and I got it signed by Chris Claremont as well. And it's a beautiful cover. I love this cover, and it's always up on my shelf, but I usually take it down. But
oh shit! Oh, I
love that cover. I do. Absolutely love it.
And it's signed.
Well, and then Steranko, he's been at so many cons that we go to.
And see, I gotta get it signed. I gotta get it signed by him because Claremont left. Because when I did the space, I just left the X open, the X-Men open, so he could only sign there. And he signed down there, and he left room for Steranko. So I'm like,
yeah. He's at every con we go to lately, and he just looks so badass with his suit and his cool white hair and glasses. I'm like, I want to go meet him, but his lines have been pretty long.
Wait, did we try to meet him?
No, that was Al Milgram.
Is that the guy who was too busy trying to figure out how to pay for his booth?
Yeah. Neither here nor there. But
Artists exposed.
Oh man. So
Jeffrey.
We got
yo, what up?
Hey, shouts out to Rod the Rican. He's in the chat.
What's up, Rod? What are you doing, man?
Hello,
yeah. So where's that grill that you got just recently, Jeffrey? Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
That is a gift from DS.
Those are fighting words.
Yeah. All right.
That is a gift from. Hey, Timothy. Hey, what's up, Canadian Comic Hunter? What's up, bro?
I know we have. I feel bad because we haven't acknowledged anybody, but we know you're here.
Yeah.
Look at Jeffrey.
Nice.
You got this.
Then I figured I'd bring them both.
Ooh, very nice.
Double slap.
Wow.
Well, now you're just bragging. So.
And then this one.
Ooh, love that one.
Oh man.
So that's what I brought.
Okay.
Okay. You brought some good stuff.
That's what I brought, bitch. All right.
Yeah, I know what I got. Right.
I just got this one. It's $2.99, right? First appearance of Venom. I don't care what you say. You see him for the first time, so that's good enough.
I'm a guy with cameos myself too. It's the first time you see.
First time you see it.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
It's I ran it on Instagram the other day about that. I was like, yo, if I could see the character, they're talking, and it was it made me mad because I was like, hey, this character, it's the last page. She's being talked to. They say her name, and then it was I'm like, okay. Then they give her the title of Captain Marvel. So that's a monument. Yeah, that's a monumental thing.
Yeah. You posted that.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's like a thing you gotta watch for, and so I was like,
yeah, there's the Captain Marvel cover with the face that's green. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was just one of my that was a first appearance to me, not a cameo. So, but
it's sure, there's money books like ASM 300, Hulk 181, but their first appearance was right before it. I don't know.
So
Cassidy's first.
Yeah, exactly. It's 360.
Yeah, it was
Carnage is 260.
But because he's not on the cover, people are like.
It's the money book.
Bake, I feel like Eddie Brock and Venom are almost like separate characters in a sense, right? Like they kind of become one. So Eddie Brock's first appearance would be one thing, and I think Venom would be a different.
Well, how about that Carnage, the trailer?
Oh, stop.
Carnage.
That was dark. I love Woody Harrelson, but that wig was...
I don't love that wig. That's...
Oh, well, that makes sense, right, Bake? I got you.
So this book I got, I was in Walmart parking lot.
We just live at Walmart.
I'm sitting there emailing this dude back and forth about this book, and I'm talking to my wife at the same time. I'm like calling her, and I'm like, hey, you know, I want to buy this book. Remember how I said, you know, I would wait to get it, but like now I can get it. And it was like, you know, and like I have to call, you know, it was gonna be over like I thought it was gonna be over 300 threshold. Oh, it was close to it. It was close to it. It was close to it. So it was like, but luckily I talked the guy down a little bit, so it went down. So I was like, okay, cool. So,
never mind, honey.
yeah. So it was like, yeah, you'll see one day, Wayne. No, well, you probably won't because y'all be doing the same thing. But
it's a hunter, I'm telling you.
But this is my like favorite book, like in my collection.
Yes. That to me is a holy grail, and that book keeps climbing as it should. That's a huge book.
That's like an icon.
Yeah. Oh.
And like I paid like $2 for it, like $275. Like
what?
Yeah. And like it was a PGX 2.0. I cracked it, took it to Chicago, had Chris Claremont sign
it. Who'd you have sign it?
Chris Claremont.
Your best friend. He signed every one of your books so far. My God.
So
I had this guy, Chris Claremont.
If you know him, friend.
So yeah, these books are like crazy now. It's like I only paid $275, so like I seen like a 2.0 like at $700 or $800 or something like that. I was like, dude.
Yeah.
So
that's a serious book, and then just wait until obviously the MCU. I mean,
yeah.
I'm like, and at the end of the day, just still doesn't have ragdoll.
I was gonna say at the end of the day, it's just fucking paper, which is
hey.
Okay, now that's getting too like real.
Yeah, I'm getting.
So
which one's next? Which one? That one. Go ahead.
Should I take it out of the bag?
Yeah, go ahead.
Take it out of the bag. If Alex is still watching.
If Alex is watching, he'd
know.
Wayne. I can't do it.
Yes.
So it's not a huge book, but the story.
This is enough. No, this has double meaning to me because I hate how cliche this sounds, but Harley Quinn was one of the many first characters that I truly took a liking to and made me enjoy comics because she was funny and quirky and annoying.
Well, and you had the Mad Love
trade I do.
Back. Actually, I think you got the
way before I met you.
I know.
And I think it was the fact that she was just like annoying and out there. You know what Harley Quinn reminds me of? Baby Firefly.
Oh wow. Good
Baby Firefly from House of a Thousand Corpses,
which we just watched.
Double Reject.
Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah,
hands down, one of my favorite horror movies in the top 5. But I don't know, but I always took a liking to her. But I never had this comic, and when I got this job that I now have,
this was a boss move.
It was. He surprised me one day, and he said, "I'm so proud of you for getting this job. You worked really hard," and he got it for me. And so I'm so happy to own this, and this was like a grail, but now it's even more.
Yeah, it's like, a personal grail and a grail. That's awesome. So yeah. So,
I love this book so much. I've always loved Harley Quinn. That was the first cosplay I ever did.
Mm. Now Harley Quinn to me is just so blown out of proportion, but
it makes me so sad. It's almost like a Deadpool situation.
She is the
female version of Deadpool.
Yeah,
where nobody gave a crap until it became like popular and the type of thing. We're like, oh, this is the popular thing.
Yeah, when you see like Alexa Bliss wrestling and she's full Harley Quinn.
Thank you.
You liked Alexa Bliss stuff. Remember, I used to work out to her theme song.
I like Liv Morgan better than I like Alexa
out
Bliss.
Her theme song was killer. She'd come into the garage and I'd be pumping iron to her theme song.
Samoa Joe, as I call him.
Yeah. Oh my god. One more rep.
Can I just say that's the first wrestling toy I ever bought? I call him Samoa Joe. I know that's not his name. But Seth Rollins.
By the way, if you don't know, I used to indie wrestle pretty hardcore. I'm still kind of around. I stopped because of you. Wait, was it because of you?
He wasn't wrestling for like 2 years when I met him.
So one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, and I got to meet him in the locker room at a show, was Carlito. Oh yeah, it's awesome. But Carlito was always one of my favorites. And when I met him on the indie scene, I'm telling you, he was roiding. He was so fucking big. Dang. He was huge. If you see him now, like,
what'd you do in that locker room?
Yeah, you don't know. But his hair even looked like he was on steroids. It was huge.
Is that when he was spitting the apple at people? I laugh in the face.
He spit it, and I almost got it. And everybody's like, "Don't fucking do it, dude. You're in the lock." Yeah, but I love Carlito.
No, I love Seth Rollins.
Yeah, that's who. Whenever I said Ric Flair, I seen Ric Flair win the Intercontinental belt. He beat Carlito for the belt.
But that's why I love Carlito. When I used to wrestle, I used to do his little springboard elbow too. That was one of my.
And that's when you broke your arm.
I did break my arm. I broke my rib. That sucked. That was bad.
That's what happens when you're an amateur.
Don't even.
Well, hey man, he at least did.
All right, guys, it was good doing the stream. We're gonna end this thing.
Have you guys ever seen what his tights looked like?
They were green zebra print. I lost Shawn Michaels, but green because green's my favorite color.
Wait, did you have the Adam Cole baby hair? Did you have like the Adam Cole baby hair?
No, I had.
No, but I can pull up a photo of what he looks like now in them.
No.
He literally wears his WWE belt to work.
No, because we were playing pinball and I won the pinball championship, and I have the WCW Cruiserweight Championship belt, the replica. Because Chris Jericho is my favorite of all time, and I have that belt, and I wore that everywhere.
Hey, if you're the champ of anything,
I wore it every damn fucking game.
You gotta let people know. You gotta let them know. I would go into like everybody's chat when I was like double champ. I'd be like, the double champ's here. Tony Two Belts is here. Blah blah blah. I'd be talking all. It is. It's like that's what you're supposed to do as a champ. And shout out to Y290 or Chad MF Comics. He does a Chris Jericho, and it was funny. He was just like he was like ducking and like running, and like he had like serious heat. It was like hilarious. So yeah, wrestling is like one of my favorite things, but comics as well.
Same here.
So, are you a Jim Lee fan?
Yeah, he coughed in my mouth.
Yeah, on his birthday, wasn't it?
He coughed in your mouth.
We're walking.
Coughed in his mouth.
It was Fan Expo Boston. We're walking by in the little alley or something in the show, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Just look, Jim Lee's right there walking by us." And I'm like,
"Oh, I want a water and nachos."
And he's just walking like this with his—I don't know if it was his girlfriend or what, but he's like this.
His entourage.
Coughed right in my mouth. Like,
in his mouth. See, those Jim Lee just coughed in my mouth, and I was like.
I kind of, the whole TV show is my whole life growing up, so it was an honor to have him cough in my mouth.
It's kind of like I wouldn't even be upset. I'd be like,
you say that now. Imagine
he had AIDS or something. Oh, I'm getting dark.
Probably at least herpes, right? I mean,
well, you can catch that.
It's the new scandal, Jim Lee Gate, 2019.
Gave AIDS to innocent.
Jim Lee is over party.
So
he doesn't have Twitter, so he doesn't have it.
I don't do Twitter.
Jim Lee is over party. Twitter.
So this is his first work in Marvel. But it's not. It's not the cover. It's the interior work. But he signed the. He signed the cover, but he does the interior on this.
Did you have it's yellow label? Is that Chris Claremont signed that again?
No, Jim Lee signed this one, and it's this was done by EGS, so they graded this for me. But yeah, it's
Nice.
So that's a Jim Lee signed one, and then
eBay.
Then this one is his first work on X-Men.
Yep.
Now I sent this one. I sent this one, and I sent this one in the next book off to what is it, Planet Awesome Collectibles, and like, man, that was like 6 months or something like that before they came back. But like, they came back though, so I was like, cool. It was like they did their job, so I Planet
like a third party.
Yeah. That's they.
It's
So they.
It's in the census's first coughed on comic.
What is your deal?
I'm sorry, I'm triggered by bodily fluids coming out of people's mouths and noses. You know this.
Rare, I guess.
You don't cough in someone's face. I don't care how many books you dig down.
It's just like,
I'll let it slide.
Could have sank the Titanic. Don't cough or sneeze in my face.
Oh man! And the last Jim Lee book is the first work on Wildcats.
Oh, nice, very nice.
Wildcats.
Yeah. Remember the cartoon? They had the cartoon.
Yeah. I feel somebody recently. I literally watched a video of somebody like singing the theme song.
Are you thinking Thundercats, honey? Anyways, no. Speaking of Wildcats, we were recently playing Super Nintendo, and there's a Wildcats video game.
What?
Also,
yep.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
It's like a shooter. You're in like a.
I didn't even know until I started playing. I was like, "This is actually a real game. This is wild." Wildcats. I didn't even know that, but it was pretty cool.
Like I remember I remember the show. I remember they did the show. Then like they even had action figures for a little while. Like they had Wildcat action figures, and I was just like, okay, well, you know. But
Wildcat.
I was a Wildcat.
Anybody who watched High School Musical?
My college alumni is a Wildcat. I am technically a Wildcat alumni.
Uh-oh.
Anywho.
Oh, speaking of which, that same damn show.
Does anybody else have anything to show first?
Oh, I have some. I have some more stuff I can show if you want. Let's see here.
What do you got, man? You got something good? One of your grails?
Well, I can show this one. It's this is my favorite Spider-Man cover, Ditko cover too, and it's
oh yeah, classic. Yep. Very nice.
That's like my favorite Ditko cover ever.
I love that.
It's like, and the coolest part is like when he lifts up the whole thing, and like they did it in the movies or whatever. They did the actual like, what is the homage to it or whatever in the movies. But like in the book, it's cool. He's in there thinking about Ben, May, and everybody and stuff, and he's just like, all right, I'm not gonna die.
Right.
So,
yeah, that's an awesome cover. I like Steve.
Hey, Tony, Hudat says he wants to you to show your hunt book so he can see what trash you're gonna bring.
Wow.
Like, I love how he says that. Like, no, I won't show my hunt book, but I was like, he can't even talk. He lost when he did. Like, he lost to you with no book. Well, I'll play who that.
Dang. Boom.
Who that?
So from the same show that Jim Lee coughed on my mouth, we got a comic signed, not by Chris Claremont, sorry, but
Rob
by
Liefeld,
Donny Cates, who just
Donny Cates is killing it. Yeah,
she's got issues with him.
I not to steal from I've Got Issues, but I've got issues. Man,
she does. Well, it is whatever, but it's also the debut of the ComicHaulics on a CGC slab.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
To ComicHaulics somewhere over here.
No, he should have signed it to ComicHaulics because he only paid attention to one of us.
Well, who are you gonna look at? If you mean both of us, who are you gonna look at? The beefcake or this thing? No. Oh, that was so. I'm catching some heat, Tony. That's I changed our picture to just this.
Honestly, I do the same.
No.
But
no, just seriously don't. But anywho, no.
Anyways, so here's the book. It looks really cute.
So it's the first appearance of Cosmic Ghost Rider, and this is the one time that I've ever really had an issue with, not an issue with PGC, but this book to me was very low grade. We just wanted to get it signed, and I was thinking a 9.92. It came back a 9.6, and the only reason I think that they did was because it's personalized. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Some people say that like it gets like sometimes it like you get it signed and it gets like a little oomph, a little
yeah.
nudge.
Because I mean, there's some things that are not manufacturing errors, like this corner. You're not gonna be able to see it, but it's just gross. I don't know.
Yeah. So was our experience.
Hey.
Oh boy.
Whatever.
He wants to fight him.
You're gonna fight him?
Well, that's like Drew Manchu, man. He's got a beef with George Perez, so that's.
It's when somebody doesn't look you in the eye when you are there for the exact same thing.
It gets to the whole topic of women in the comic industry.
People treat me like shit. I'm sorry. I don't know if I can swear on your flash.
Oh, that's all right. It's all right.
No. Every single comic show we go to, we kind of get in the car afterwards and laugh because guys will literally shove me out of the way because they think I'm not actually looking.
I'm not over there, otherwise it'd be a people's elbow on their ass. But
right,
yeah.
Exactly. That's part of the reason why I go to conventions is to look at the girls.
Blows my mind. Like the disrespect of people in general. Like even if it was a girl that did that, I'm like, okay.
They basically just don't take it seriously. They think that I'm just dragging her along. You know
they almost think like, oh, she's just standing there watching him or just like looking through them for fun. Let me move her out of the way because I want to look. And I'm like, bitch.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking. And sometimes I find even better books than you.
Oh, hey, ho.
Uh-oh.
I don't know about that.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man.
So
we got some of my dad's books. Black Panther.
Okay, weird transition, but go off.
Yeah. So your dad was a collector before you got collecting?
Oh, dope shirt. Yes. So that's one of the reasons that I got into comic collecting. Not seriously, but actually like, hey, you know what? I'll buy this book for over $20 because my dad is a big time collector. He had them as a kid, and of course his parents threw a majority of them out. You know, the classic stories. And I had the first Spider-Man. I'm telling you, all that type of stuff. But
oh man,
yeah. So throughout me being a kid and growing up, he's been buying back books, and he introduced me to eBay. Like I'm telling you, when eBay first started, he was, buying books. But he gives us some of his books to grade, like first Black Panther, Galactus, a bunch of Doctor Strange. Shout out to TiVo. I know he likes Doctor Strange, but he has a lot of awesome Silver Age books that he just wants us to grade for him. So you've seen his collection in person. He's got a ton.
Every time we go over, I'm like,
yeah, he has like a little office.
What was I found the first Luke Cage.
Oh yeah, my dad. He has so many books that he just has like a random bunch of boxes. He's like, I don't fucking know.
He had the first Luke Cage sitting in there. I was
chilling, no bag or board. I'm like,
really?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's like, I don't know that.
Man, that is cool.
I ran the toilet paper the other day. That was the next decision.
The centerfold's missing. Oh, shit on
it.
So is he like? So he collects, and he still collects to this day right now, or is he just like? Has he slowed down?
But only Silver Age. He doesn't do anything modern. He's strictly Silver Age, but he still buys on eBay like every day. We've probably bid against him. We've probably bid against him.
You bid against him. See, like this is one of my favorite books that I have, and I'm a fan of the movie, and love this book, love the cover. And I'll always like to show it.
Yes. R.I.P. Yep.
Yeah.
Brandon Lee.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a crazy story too. Like the whole movie thing.
Yeah, really, I love this. And it's like this one's special. Like I had to get this because they did the sketch on the back of the Crow, and it's like I was like I had to have that because it's like James O'Barr signed it and then did the sketch on the back. I'm like, that's double.
Did Chris Claremont sign the inside?
No, but he signed that. He signed
Oh my God.
He's like, you know what else he signed? He shows like a tattoo.
I look around the room, and I actually do have some wrestling autographs too. I got Kofi.
Man, see, like I was.
So Kofi actually trained at the place that I wrestled at, and I walked in one day with a Yankee shirt, and he's a Red Sox fan. And he's,
That is awesome.
I don't know where I'm going with that.
I'm head out.
That is awesome.
In a minute.
Well, I would call my mom.
Oh, okay.
No, family situation though. I do have to go.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right.
No, don't apologize. Yes, I will come back. It'll be a quick conversation, but I gotta head out for a second.
Probably just coming up real quick.
I'm gonna call. I'm gonna call Chris Claremont.
Yeah, you've been selling a lot of Tony's books. So yeah.
It was actually me.
Oh my God.
I'll be right back, guys.
All right. So, man, so like, how long, like, have you been collecting, Wayne? Like, ever since, like.
I mean, like collecting. It's so funny, like collecting seriously. I mean, only a few years, but as a kid, I would get comics here and there to read. Not to really collect, but to read. Comics have, at least superheroes have always been a part of my life. Like I have a couple older brothers, and they would always be watching the TV shows, playing the video games. I grew up literally playing Maximum Carnage. Like I could play that game.
Oh man, I remember that game.
Yeah,
good times.
But I would say like seriously collecting and like building my collection, probably like, I don't know, 5-6 years. Nothing too crazy, but
yeah,
a fair amount.
It's like, man, it's like collecting is. I don't know. I enjoy the hunting of it. I think that's what it is.
Exactly.
Like. And it's
exactly.
Like, I mean, I like to read them, but if it's like outside of reading them, like the thrill of just kind of looking for them is always like the cool part, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like.
We usually, if we're gonna buy a new book off the shelf, it's like to have. As far as reading goes, we have a lot of trades too that we have. I like personally reading trades, but as far as new books go, we usually keep those bagged and boarded and kind of stored away. I know that might be taboo for a lot of people, but
I think it's like whatever you want to do, man. Like
no,
everybody's different. Like I know some people like. You know, they're like, oh, you don't do this, but like, at the end of the day, what it comes down to is do what you want to with it.
It's your collection, so it's like
you're the one who works for that. There's money to pay for them, so like, you're entitled to do whatever you want.
Like right now, right now, I have not bought any new comic book day books in the last probably a month or so because like I've just been buying like what I want to buy. You know, like I don't want to, I mean, like I know, like I bought what was it the new, the X-Men thing. I bought that, I was just like, but I bought it because, I wanted it. And it was like, but I'm waiting for the, to be complete so I can just get the trade and just read it all when it's done,
Right. It's almost like Netflix for me. Like I like binge reading it all, I can't wait to read it to.
Hold on 1 second. But I did want to show this because everybody's talking about gold balls. Well, I have the Scotty Young variant of gold balls. There you go.
Yeah, I know.
Gold ball. There you go. The Scotty Young variant of golden ball or gold ball. Whatever
golden balls, I think. I got some golden balls.
Yeah. So this big important guy. Yeah. It's the variant. There you go. It's like got variant of the golden ball.
Good old House of X.
Yeah, man. Like that's crazy. Gold ball fever.
Yeah. It's a real thing. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. But there really is no right or wrong thing.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, that's what I say. That's true, Sticking there, man. Nobody should be speculating on balls.
Right.
Guilty.
So,
oh
man. Man, this is great. So, I was just like, I was cracking up because when I heard that, I was like, gold balls. I was like, what the? And I was like, they showed the original, and I was like, okay.
Did you know who he was?
Like, I've had this book for like over a year, and like,
I had no idea who he was. I honestly had to Google.
He was not even like a real main. He's not even like a real. I mean, like, he's in the book, and it's just like, but it's like you're not really focused on that kid, so it's like, but he's there. It's like whatever. So now it's like this book became important. I just got it because I like the Scotty Young cover. I was like, yo, Scotty Young did that. I was like, cool.
That's the other thing too. Like, I love how books just get hot randomly, and it's like, oh, let me dig through my collection. I probably have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, yeah, and that's what happened with the golden balls. That's just. Look who that said I used to have the first appearance of blue balls.
I think we all been there.
Okay. So,
hey, Gretzky and NYC, I was on that run too, and I stopped at issue 7, and then I didn't start back up, but I picked up issue 13 and 14, or issue 12 and 13 with the Thing and Immortal Hulk battle. But, yeah, I don't know. It was cool. I didn't really enjoy it a whole lot, but it might be better now. I don't know. First appearance of Hand Job. That's a 007 character, right?
Oh, you know what book I'm looking for? What's the one where the chick gets her powers from cocaine? I want that book.
I don't know that one.
What's that cocaine character from DC?
Yeah.
Snowflake or something? Is that what it is?
Snowflake or something like that. But I want
that. Right. That's right.
I thought that was funny. I was like, I want that book. I thought that'd be hilarious. So I was like, yo,
just to have for the PC.
Just to have it at the PC.
Yeah.
I always wondered, like, if there's like, oh, we can't talk about that. But.
Did you guys see, by the way? I have the first appearance somewhere. It's buried, but the first appearance of Madam Web. Did you see that? They're talking about a movie about that now.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
What are they doing?
It's like, I don't know, and it's like, what's weird is like, and the I remember the Spider-Man show. Stan Lee's wife did the voice or whatever for Madam Web, and
really?
the Spider-Man. Yeah, she did the voice, and
that show was legendary. Oh my god, that was my entire life. I was Spider-Man for Halloween from ages like 1 to like 25. Oh my god, I love Spider-Man.
See, like my youngest son, he was like a Batman fanatic, and all the time, like there was like he dressed up as like the Tim Burton Batman. He dressed up as Adam as the Adam West Batman. He's dressed up as like every version of Batman you could possibly be, except for like the Batman Who Laughs. And then like Black Panther came out, and we went and watched that, and he was Black Panther, and he's switched up now. He's like, yo, I'm Black Panther, and so I ended up buying him his own Black Panther first appearance. I got him that, and then I got him the second appearance or whatever for his grails. So
I used to dress up as the Ultimate Warrior for Halloween when I was a kid.
I can see that, Jeffrey. I can see you.
Had the face paint, and I had all these different colored shoestrings that I tied around my arms.
It's damn close enough. I mean,
right? Yeah, it was good, man. I probably ran around in my underwear too. So.
Yeah, like Siggy Near Man said, yeah, is ruining Spider-Man again. Yeah.
I bought this the week before they announced the movie, so I got it pretty cheap. ASM 101 First Morbius.
Oh, snap! That's one of them books right now that's like, woof.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, you know what? I really like Morbius. We should probably go after it. And we found it on eBay for pretty cheap. After grading it and everything, so I wrote the total price. I don't remember what grading and everything was, but the total price was $119.50 for a 4.0.
Oh man, that's good. Like,
but literally 1 week after we bought it, they announced the movie with,
and it just it's gone crazy. It's like,
isn't Jay Leto playing like Morbius, right?
Yeah, who the hell knows if they're gonna go through with that anymore? Because Sony's just off their ass with shit. But
did I just say Jay Leto? I meant Jared Leto.
Jay Leno would be a great.
I know, right? I think
he
I
did
said
a cool joke with that jaw. Oh my god.
Oh yeah. It's like, man. So, Wayne, do y'all got anything coming up on y'all's channel?
I wish we could do a haul, but we have not been doing hauls very lately because we've been saving our comic budget for bigger books and for grading. We have, I wish you guys could see, I don't feel like moving the camera, but we have like a whole desk full of just like the comic grading queue, which is just like stock full. So that, as far as our collection, we're focusing on grading our current books. We do have a lot of Silver Age that we want to grade, and then some modern. But as far as upcoming stuff from us, probably just grading videos.
Yeah, that's cool. And like, man, and I like watching them too. I was like, anytime y'all stuff posts, I'm like, click, like, gotta watch. And if you're not subscribed to the ComicHaulics, the link is in the description, as well as Jeffrey's. So if you're not subscribed to either Jeffrey or the ComicHaulics, link is in the description. So, Jeffrey, anything coming up? Oh, you got to defend your title
tomorrow. Hunt Champion is here.
Wow.
Right? Yeah. So we got that tomorrow. Also tomorrow, 5:30, I am going to be on the Boy Who Had Sevens channel with Daniel Arzola and Comic Geek McD. Daniel Arzola just got a Grails Anonymous package in the mail today.
Oh, snap.
So I was the first one to get one, and then Comic Geek McD got one, and now Daniel got one. So we're all going to get together on the Boy Who Had Sevens channel and talk about Daniel's box he got and just kind of hang out for a little while. And then it'll be the hunt, and then Saturday, Coast to Coast with Rod. And then I'm not sure. I think maybe this weekend, me and Kavi and Bake the Snake and Soldier and Fuchsia might get together for a direct edition squad. I don't think any of us are doing anything else, so... and then, you know, I'm going to try and make a video or two before I take off to New York. So
you need to be making a video at New York.
Well, that's the point, because I know Thursday's the first day. I get in Wednesday night. We're going to hit it Thursday. And then I think, is it Thursday night after the first day, we're going to see the Joker movie. We already got tickets to go see the Joker coming out. So, like, it's just going to be an epic time. Like, that's all I can say. It's going to be epic.
Yeah, you should do a video from your hotel room.
I'm really hoping that we're gonna do a couple of videos. You know,
like I remember when we were in Chicago, like me and my brother-in-law, we had the window open, and like across from us there was like these apartments, and like they have all their blinds open, and like we were literally just people watching. They would be watching us, and we'd be watching them, and they'd be like, yeah, hey, like what do you do? What are you watching over there? You know, and it's like. You got kind of bored, and like you would see them watching you, and you'd be like, "Okay, well, what are you doing over there?" You know, and it's like it was funny to me. I was just like, you know, it's like that's what people do, I guess, in Sky Rises, just check each other out,
right? Thanks, like, Mr. Gretzky.
Yeah, Jeffrey has to defend that title, so yeah, that's what we'll be doing tomorrow is the hunt, and man, this has been What's Your Grails, and I guess Jess didn't make it back, but Wayne's still here. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. But we'll catch you guys on the next episode of What's Your Grails, and yeah, it's been a good one, man.
Thank you, everybody. I can't see the live chat because she left, but much appreciated. Thank you.